book a call funnel is one of the best ways for a coaching company to reach and scale beyond 6 figures a month. But if you have show rate problems, you're going to get absolutely killed by it. Your sales team are going to be unhappy. They're going to be more likely to churn. You're going to be paying way too much per call that you have, and your ROAS just simply isn't going to be scalable. This is a fixable issue, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the system that I built to help my client exceed an 84% show up rate with their cold audience. So they're a done with you coaching program in the make money niche with a B2B audience, and essentially they're just helping them grow their businesses. So it's important to actually address who and what, because first of all, before you even get into the funnel, the automations that we run, everything like that, there's a lot that's kind of just going to be niche dependent. And it's kind of like when you're lifting in the gym and you put these things down to genetics. So audience warmth, we have a 1 out of 5. This is as cold as it can be. We're running it to a cold audience. He doesn't have an audience already on Instagram or Facebook, so it's going to be as cold as it's going to be. Niche specificity is a 3 out of 5. We're calling out the niche, the type of business owner that we can help, but beyond that, we're not going any level deeper than that. The niche seriousness, this is a big part, I will be honest, of what makes us have a good show up rate by default. It's a 4 out of 5. These people are white collar business owners. They are used to using their computer, and they're used to using a calendar as well. So when they get calendar invites, it's not going to be weird like if they were running a moving company or a plumbing business or something like that. Speaking from experience. The mechanism novelty is a 2 out of 5 here. So it's not super interesting. It's not like, oh, here's a new system that's only available right now. It's been something that these business owners have been aware of in terms of a mechanism to grow their business for years and years and years. They just probably haven't used it, right? So that's why it's not super novel and it's not super interesting, I guess. Like it gets results, but in terms of it's got one of those things, it's kind of just a boring way of getting results. And the social proof is very strong. We've got great results for the clients, and that essentially is shared a lot in terms of the case studies and the results, and we use the results a lot in our ads that we actually do get results from. So going into the funnel then, let's look at this. We are actually running a 2 call close here, which is not super typical to a book a call funnel. Usually we're trying to run a 1 call close, but it works for us, so we're going to keep it. We're running video ads, so that's something to bear in mind. If you're running static only, that could be something that's actually affecting your lead warmth and the type of people that are coming through, and subsequently your show up rate. Then it runs to an opt-in page and then a story-based video training. This is 50 minutes long, so by default people are spending a lot of time with this business owner. But then the second level to this is that it's based on story, and that's going to be something that's going to trigger emotion, and it's going to make the lessons in the story land that much better, and it's going to warm these people up that much more. So story-based training videos, when you're using them in your VSLs, when you're using them in your webinars, so important. And I will not stop talking about the importance of story. It affects every single step of the sales process, and the show up rate here is one of them. So it's not just about your origin story. It's going to be about, okay, we've got these 3 mechanisms that we teach. Telling the discovery story of each of these is also equally as important as when you tell your origin story when you're communicating that. If you do have questions about that, just let me know. Then we either go to intro call or dial. So usually if it's going to be like middle of the night or something like that, when our setter isn't working, he's sleeping, they will go to intro call. So they'll just self-book, right? Usually what will happen if they don't self-book is that during the day, our setter will actually dial them directly within a few minutes. I've got another video about the importance of calling people up quickly, and then set the strategy call that way. So if they are dialing them up, then he's usually just going to run a quick intro call on that dial. If there's no time, simply no time for an intro call asking a few more questions, a few deeper questions, then we'll just go straight to intro call from the dial. We'll say, okay, we'll speak at this time in more detail, and then we'll go to strategy call from there. So then this is the bit that you might be wanting to copy, is the pre-call sequence. So what do we actually do? Well, if someone's self-booked, then we get the pre-call VSL. So that is an automatic redirect that people will actually see. And it's fairly short, it's 3 minutes long, and it's going to be instructions. So here's what you need to do to go ahead and accept your call and book it in and make sure that you're showing up, etc., etc. Setting the frame. So on this call, you're going to cover this. this is who you're going to speak to, and this is the importance of the call, and then just talking a little bit about this is the results that people had and everything like that. So just a quick 3-minute pre-call VSL is what we've got on the first touch point call here. Then what will happen is that the setter is going to dial them up straight away and say, oh, I've just seen that you've booked in, have you got this all covered, everything like that. If they do have time, they will just run the intro call right there and then, and they will also get the email confirmation. So the setter will just reference the email, say, just make sure that you got the email, have you accepted the calendar invite, essentially reiterating the instructions that are covered in the pre-call VSL. Then 48 hours before, we email with the second best case study. So this is the second best because some people will just book same day or day before. So therefore we don't want to miss our best case study. So we're just going to use the second best one there. And then 24 hours before we send it with the best case study. And then 1 hour before we've got an email and SMS with the third best case study. So these aren't just emails and case studies. They're actually, each of them will talk about different, I'll use BS here. In this case, it means belief shift. So they're different belief shifts, talking about different objections, different problems that people will find themselves in. So then we can show that we really understand the niche on that deep level. Then 5 minutes before, a simple email and SMS that's automated will go out to the prospect. Then they'll run the intro call. And then, as I said, we run a 2-call close. So we're going to have something similar that goes into a bit more depth when they book the strategy call. And we have a walkthrough video here, and also the voice note or the video message that the closer will also send. So this walkthrough video is actually really important. I do have my template on this board. So this is what it looks like when I'm running a VSL call funnel for a client. So we've got the standard landing page. This is just a template that I've got ready and the kind of standard flow that we'd see. And then this is the confirmed page. So this will just be a quick 90-second video, really. It's just going to go over, okay, congrats, you booked the call, you've got that secured, and then it's going to run them through this page right here. So it's going to be an overview of the offer, first of all. Now, with this page, I'm just looking to be as transparent as possible and share as much information as possible. So people are actually, they're not only they're going to be excited about the offer, what they could actually do with their business, but this is more about actually showing who we are as a business and being as open as possible. So we've got the quick intro, then we've got the full overview. So this is going to be essentially a screen share. They go into school, they show, okay, this is everything that you can learn in here, and these are the results that people get. This is the community, these are real people talking. And just being as open as possible and sharing all that information is something that's actually really helped us out when it comes to priming prospects before they actually hop on the call. Then common questions answered. So these are called breakout videos right here. And these are the different types of questions that you will commonly get when someone is either on a sales call with you or maybe in your comments. You can find these from wherever they are in your sales journey and then just answer them. And these are going to be literally just 1 to 2 minute videos where you just answer the question. It's not going to be anything crazy. You don't need to be crazy with the editing or anything like that. You just need to answer these questions, and then the beauty of this is that people will actually self-select. And by giving them the opportunity to self-select, the chance of actually consuming that increases. It's not like, oh, here's just a 5-minute video for you to sit through. It goes through all of our FAQs. They might not have any concerns or objections around certain things, but then if they do have concerns and objections about other things, they might not really just want to sit around and wait for that. But then giving the opportunity to self-select what their questions are is going to increase the consumption and therefore warm people up that much more. The next part, step 4, is to inviting them to actually do their due diligence. So showing them essentially, here's how to do research on our company. This is our refund rate. This is our chargeback rate. These are results people get. This is average result, good result. Why do people get bad results? Why don't they actually succeed with us? Check our public track records. So like show everything, just be as open as possible. It's going to be something that will also help you out there. Then finally, this is probably something you're pretty familiar with if you are running a high-ticket coaching company. Tell them to confirm their call and then go over a few recent wins of different client results. So if you build all of that out and you're still having no-show issues, then we've got some solutions here that we can actually add in. We've got the opportunity to filter before call a little bit more. So there's going to be a case of handling questions and maybe going through a bit more of a rigorous pre-call filtering process through a type form or something like that, you can have, you've got freedom basically with a type form to answer as many or as few questions as you wish. So do some more pre-call filtering. That's an easy add-on and an easy thing to actually increase the show up rate with. That is going to probably decrease the number of calls that you book, increase your cost per book call, but it will increase your show up rate and also the quality of that call most likely as well. But if that's still an issue, well, you can just add more reminders, add more belief shifts. So this can come in with 12 hours before and also 6 hours before. We don't really need to send any more than what we've got here, but you've got the ability to send way more reminders and just stay in that person's inbox throughout their pre-call process. The next one is booked to instant dial. So we do this already here, but just making sure that you've got someone doing that is incredibly important. And then also if they book a second call, then that dial as well, that can also come in from the closer rather than just doing a voice or video message. And then the day of manual voice message, this is something that we could add to if we were seeing issues. We can add this before the intro call. So it would just be a day of manual voice message from the setter, who is the person in this business who takes the intro calls. So that's also something that you can add in as well. So plenty of different things that you can do, that you can add to actually increase this. A huge thing that we've seen in terms of like the quality of our call is taking people through this walkthrough video and sharing with them that walkthrough video. So that is something I'd really recommend that you actually implement. If you don't have that kind of pre-call page with all of those different videos on in already, then that's going to be something that not only increases your show rate, but also increases your close rate too. So that's everything I've got for this video. If you do need someone to come in and essentially make the most of your organic audience and then get ready to tap into a cold audience, then feel free to scroll down and click the link in the description where you can find a time to schedule with me. We can talk about your coaching business, the funnel that you're running, and how we can actually make the most of what it is right now. And then if you are looking or existing or running ads already, then we can run those too. So thanks a lot for watching the video. I will catch you in the next one.